This is the CheckDown. No fluff. No filters. Just football.
Yo, welcome to the first annual CheckDown Award Show. We're going to bring to you all the awards, the major categories: MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, Coach of the Year, Rookie of the Year. But then we have our own subset today of our position groups. We're going to hand out all the awards, give you a little talking time, and then we'll see you again in a couple of days. But how y'all doing, man? How everybody feeling?
It's middle of the week, man. Just trying to get through some things during the week and just prepare for this last game of the season on Sunday. That's it.
I'm ready for the whole season, man.
You sure about that?
Mm-hmm.
Because all season could be very, very long sometimes, man.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be kind of busy.
Pop, how you feeling?
I'm chilling. Glad to be back with the people.
Well, let's get into some of these awards, man. Obviously, it's a lot of awards to get into, a lot of different things. But the first one we're gonna talk about today is our quarterback of the year, man. Obviously, we had three finalists. I can't remember who we voted on. What, Matthew Stafford, Drake May. Who was the third one, y'all? Do y'all remember the third one?
I think we have Sam Darnold up there as well, and Dak. I think we talked about Dak as well.
Yeah. So, with a consensus of players that we had a conversation about, getting into the depths. Matthew Stafford with 4,700 yards, 46 touchdowns, 8 interceptions with a 65% completion percentage with a 109.2 QBR, comes up as our quarterback of the year. Anything y'all want to say about Matthew Stafford and his season this year, man?
I think he had a season a lot of people didn't expect, because I think if people remember, he was, I don't want to say health issues, but I think he, had to get a shot in his back in around training camps last the preseason. So people didn't really know exactly what kind of season he's going to have. And man, he really balled out this season. He led the league in touchdowns. I want to say he led the league in yards. If he didn't lead the league in yards, he was like first or second in yards, in passing yards. So, salute to a 36 to 37-year-old guy that came out there and just balled most of the season.
Yeah, like to JMIK's point, this was a guy people were talking about might not be able to complete the year, considering the back issues and other things that he's been dealing with that kind of nagged him the previous season. And for him to have like such an unbelievable year, considering the talk and the belief that he may be retiring after this season, I think this is pretty dope.
Man, that nigga ain't retiring. He ain't leaving no money on no table.
I think, obviously, me and Certified, I'm known for, slandering the one read guy, but first read, I ain't gonna say one read, first read guy. But this season, man, he's been with all the turmoil that came from the off season, back this and couldn't walk, and he was all the, for that to happen, man, almost to put up 5,000 yards, really went out there and put on a show. With what he had with Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua. I think, obviously had a decent, playoff run also. One game away from, a rematch with, JMIK and the Patriots. I think he had a really, really, really good season. But, the future could be bright, could not be bright. You never know, man. He getting older. Time ain't on their side, so congratulations to our first annual quarterback of the year, man. Next up, we have our running back of the year. Obviously, it's a slew of good running backs, man. We've seen, a bunch of running backs in the league this year. Obviously, it was a few guys that had some good run. Jonathan Taylor,
Mm-hmm.
CMC. Um, I mean, buddy from Detroit.
Give
Yeah, Gibbs. I mean, we had some running backs put up some decent stats. You know what I mean? Really performed well. But um, for our winner, uh, obviously we took Bijan Robinson, man, from Atlanta. Great season, 2298 total yards, 11 total touchdowns, 5.2 yards per carry, man. The man put up 2,300 total yards. I mean, dynamic season, man. Dynamic season for Bijan on that Atlanta offense. Really was the one of the bright spots all season, consistent. Even when he wasn't the most dynamic in the run game, he still was able to kill people in the pass game. I really like what Bijan brings to the table, man. He dynamic, but he also can run the ball. Like it's a lot of guys that's kind of multi-talented. They can switch shift. You know what I mean? They kind of play the run, play the pass. They more predominantly one. I think Bijan could do both, man, and he also can run that thing at a high clip. So, what's y'all take on our first annual running back of the year, man?
I think we
Um,
got it right.
I mean, I think for some people it might be controversial because like Bijan, he didn't lead the league in rushing. I think that was James Cook. And then I think James Cook had more rushing yards. But I mean, for me, like when Bijan, like when you're talking about Bijan, you're talking about a guy that made the All-Pro team 2 times. I mean, he made it as a running back and made it as all-purpose. So that says a lot to his impact on the game. And he just wasn't impacting it on the ground. Like I mean, he caught a lot of passes, he had a lot of receiving yards. And then he did it. I mean, like he was the engine of that team. I mean, if you take Bijan off of that Falcons team, I'm just not sure what that offense is. So I mean, the dude had a monster year. And you just hope. I mean, he's a young player, so I mean, you just hope, and I mean, he can keep it up. That's all.
he averaged about 100 plus all-purpose yards per game throughout this season, and he hit that mark just about each and every time. Um, Specifically when it came to the pass game, when Drake London went out for the Falcons this year, it was much to be desired at the wide receiver position, but Bijan gave you that burst in the pass game that you needed to get those scrappy yards, to get that first down yardage. He was a key component to some of the wins the Falcons were able to have this year. So he may not have the rushing yards, but his all-purpose stats to me like leave a great impact on the year.
So next up is our tight end of the year. Obviously Colston Loveland. Uh, what's buddy from the Colts name?
Tyler Warren.
Tyler Warren. Um, it was a lot of guys that had a good season, man. Buddy for the Laporta. Um, you could throw a slew of guys in there, but when it came down to it, man, we thought one guy had an outstanding season. Not to say any of the other ones didn't, but we landed on Trey McBride from Arizona, 126 receptions, 1,239 yards, 11 touchdowns, 9.8 yards per catch. Um, I think, in my opinion, man, Trey McBride this season on a team that, I mean, they were squandering for some type of offensive help. He was the guy that showed up every Sunday, man. With a slew of players on that offense. I mean, let's be honest, they have some talent to unlock on that offense, but Trey McBride for like I think like 2 or 3 seasons, man, has kind of been the most consistent player on that offense. He's been the Mike Evans of the Cardinals the last 3 seasons, man.
I would like to say I like to see the increase in his touchdown production. I believe last year he only had one touchdown for this season. To see him have 11, I think that was great. But I also think it's indicative of him producing with the quarterback, which was Jacoby Brissett, which is where he got a lot of this yardage and production from. Because when you look at when Kyler was there, like he was getting there, but there seemed to be some disconnect, honestly, between Kyler and his pass catchers this year. It could be in the scheme, I'm not sure, but McBride really quietly had a great year once Brissett kind of got the helm.
JMIK certified.
Uh,
Um,
go ahead.
and go ahead, Surfer.
No, you got it. Go
All
ahead.
right. I mean, I think it's all been said. I mean, the numbers he put up is self-explanatory. Putting these numbers up as a tight end is, I mean, like a lot of tight ends can't even put these kind of numbers up, telling the number of receptions, the receiving yards, like the touchdowns, and the average per catch. I mean, those, I mean, essentially, like those are wide receiver numbers. And then for him to put those up is, I mean, pretty impressive. Like, you also got to add in the fact that, I mean, like Kyler Murray wasn't there the whole season, and I mean, like he wasn't necessarily, getting the ball from an elite level quarterback. So I mean, props to Trey. I mean, like I said before, like I mean, he had good production this year, and I mean, hopefully he can stay on this track. And continue. I mean, for some people, I'll continue to be the best wide receiver. I mean, the best tight end in the game.
Yeah, man. We might have witnessed the changing of the guard. Um, at this pace and this consistency, it's going to be real hard for me to say George Kittle is the best. Um, I mean, right now, Trey McBride is the best tight end in the league as far as I'm concerned, and he's going to go into the next season as the best tight end in the league. So I'll see if my guy can do something in his old ass age, and we'll see what's what.
All right. So next up on the list in the position groups, wide receiver. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, every year we have a slew of guys that put on a performance, man. Good argument. I mean, it's always a good stance. Um, hey, what's up, Silver? What's up, Sarah? How y'all doing? Appreciate y'all for tapping in. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe, hit the like. You already leaving comments, so we ain't gotta actually do that. Appreciate y'all for tapping in, though, man. New guest, new guest. All right, so we had wide receiver of the year. We had a slew of guys put up, Puka, uh, obviously the guy that won. Uh, I mean, Jesus Christ, how many receivers was it that's putting up Jamar Chase? I mean, it was guys that had great numbers this year. But at the end of the day, JSN was our winner. 119 receptions, 1,793 yards, 10 touchdowns, 15.1 average. Uh, our first annual wide receiver of the year, man. And he's getting the opportunity to put on another performance in the Super Bowl against the Patriots, man. So obviously after winning this award, let's see if he can, back up our take being the best wide receiver. Don't mean they're gonna win, Jamie. Don't come off the mic on me, but maybe he cook up another good one for me to hit my parlay.
So
Yeah,
we was talking about this before, we went live and everything, and I like JSN. You know what I'm saying? I said I think it was like I forgot what week it was, but I was saying right now JSN is the best wide receiver in the league right now. But um, correct me if I'm wrong. He had like 8 more yards than Puka and one less touchdown, and Puka played one less game. I ain't trying to throw dirt on nobody, man, but I just feel like niggas just get so caught up in, you know, who the hot new name is, and they don't really look at um I don't know, man. Like this fanboy shit like really blow me. Cause it's like we'll sit here and just put the s- stats or facts. It happened. Okay. It's not something made up. You could put out the stats And then, oh, well, I like JSN. And I'm like, so I don't know. I ain't saying that people wrong, but I'm just like, if 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 the conversation is who's the best, then tell me who's the best. Don't tell me who you like. So, congratulations to JSN, but I think it should have been Puka. That's just me.
I mean, to me, the numbers were similar, but I think for me, the one thing Jason has over Puka is like JSN doesn't have the benefit of being thrown the ball by Matthew Stafford and playing next to Devontae Adams. Like he don't really got that benefit. I mean, he's got Cooper Cup, but I mean Cooper Cup not the same guy that he was a couple years ago playing for the Rams. Like he's not that guy. And you know that Seattle needed help in the wide receiver room because they made the trade for Rashid Shaheed. So I mean, like when I add all that in, I mean, like the numbers were pretty close. But I mean, that, and then also, I mean, JSN is doing it in a heavy run offense as well. He put up these kind of numbers when Seattle was really a running team. Like that's what they're trying to do. So I mean, whether you pick Puka or you pick Jason, I don't think you can go wrong with either one. Like, and also about JSN, it's like he's not this. He doesn't have this like elite level speed. I mean, he's more in terms of quickness and like route running. That's what his specialty is.
And hiding in the slot.
I mean, you could have said
I'm
that
sorry.
last year,
I'm
but I
sorry.
mean, this year, I mean, he actually played boundary wide receiver a lot this year.
A little bit.
So I mean, he's shown that he could do it all. I mean, to line him up everywhere. I mean, praise to him. I mean, he's only 23 years old. He's still a young player. So I don't think he's quite reached his peak just yet. I think the best is yet to come.
What y'all think?
I'm gonna say this: JSN took a leap in his game. I didn't expect. I did not expect him to be able to produce this way, considering he was the focal point of the team. I just wasn't expecting him to be a one. Like I had him borderline one, high end two, but he kind of proved me wrong, especially getting the targets here that he was able to get with Seattle this year. And he was averaging damn near 100 yards a game for a cool stretch before it kind of dipped down to like 90. But even still, that's great production out of a guy like JMIK said that is in a run first team. So yeah, I'm really proud of what he does, and I want to see if he's able to continue on this growth.
Okay, so usually, obviously, we would pick a right tackle or a guard, a center. We decided as a unit, man, to pick a whole group. Obviously, you had a few good groups out there that you could have picked from. Obviously, we thought at this one was the best one. We picked the Chicago Bears. They allowed 24 sacks, the fewest in the NFL. And on the ground, they averaged 4.9 yards a carry, which was also first in the NFL. The Bears made a great improvement. We talked about it at the beginning of the season about how assertive Ben Johnson was when he came in the room. It wasn't like, hey, yeah, we're going to see if we can make these guys work. He basically came in the room and said, hey, these guys don't work. We're going to go get new guys. We're gonna fix this line so we can do what we want to do as an offense to be more protected. He did that out the rip. It was almost instant. He got hired, went straight to work. He started getting guys in the room. He started reorganizing what was going on up front. He didn't want the same production that he's been getting from the O-line before he got there. You know, what they had seen before, a lot of twists and turns, a lot of people making excuses of why their O-line wasn't so bad. But when you look at this year, everything he did was justified, man. He was able to come in, change out a few pieces, keep a few pieces, and he made the unit work. So how do y'all feel about what Chicago was able to do with their O-line over the past season, man, the improvement that we've seen?
I think they did a great job. Like you said, they spent the money. They brought in some veterans. They brought in quite a few veterans. I'd had a lot of questions about the continuity. I think it was like three guys that they brought in this offseason. I was just looking at it like, man, you got three new people on the offensive line. You know what I'm saying? I think they're gonna have some mistakes, some miscues or whatever. But nah, man, they pretty much came out the gate pretty strong and they finished strong. So hats off to Ben Johnson, bro, because he did something right. I mean, as long as it's not on fourth down, he probably gonna make the right decision. So
I mean, how I
That boy
view it is
fourth down decision making is horrible.
yeah, like how I view it is like to me, it showed teams that fixing your offensive line is not a 2 to 3 year project, in terms of years. Like it's not, it don't if you really want to fix your old line, there are trades, there are draft picks, there are free agents that you could pick up that can drastically change, like the ranking of your offensive line. And you've seen it from the Bears because I think the year before Caleb was one of the most sacked quarterbacks in his first year. Obviously, the coaching wasn't the same. I mean, like because they got a new coach and they had traded for Joe Tooney from the Chiefs, and I think they had picked up the center from the Falcons. And then there was another move that they made. So it just goes to show you that, like, if you're really committed to fixing your offensive line in the terms of one-off season, it can be done if you're willing to, trade the resources and I mean spend the money. So I mean it's a good look for the Bears, and it's a good look for the teams out, like like the fans of the NFL that the offensive lines aren't good right now, like and you can fix these things quickly. So
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I was not expecting the turnaround that the Chicago Bears offensive line was able to do this year. Yeah, you can make these trades and all this stuff, but that doesn't mean together as a unit that they're gonna perform well. Because a lot of times it takes cohesion for the units to work in concert, but the experience level of some of these guys on this roster and some of the draft picks that the Bears have made that also were starters on this offensive line for them to excel as well as they were. Um, yeah, there's no excuses for teams to not fix their offensive line issues when you see like such a turnaround like this. It's not going to take 2 to 3 years, even 4 years for teams to fix the problem if you really want to address it.
Okay. Um, where we at? Defense, not right. That was the last offense. All right. So we're going to defensive end. All right. So obviously, Brian Burns, Daniil Hunter, Aiden Hutchinson, Nick Benito, all those guys put up great numbers this season, but there's only one guy that broke the sack record, Miles Garrett. He is our first annual defensive end of the year. Edge, however you want to say it. 23 sacks, 84 pressures, 33 tackles for loss, 33 fumbles forced. I mean, obviously he had a great season. Too bad it'll be it won't mean a lot as far as the success of the team because obviously they didn't make the postseason. But for Miles Garrett and his resume, it did increase, man. He does look like one of the best to ever do it. He broke the record. What do y'all think about Miles, man? Obviously, he's been on the tear for some time, so we already had high regard. But him breaking the record, man.
um, I mean, Miles Garrett was pretty consistent, man. I don't think nobody was shocked by him breaking the record. At a point in time, I said he had like what, like uh 5, 6 games left. People thought that he was going to annihilate it, but teams started prepping for it purposely to make sure it didn't happen against them. But I'm not surprised by this. I think that he's head, shoulders, waist, knees, ankles above the next edge in the league. He's consistent. He's not just a pass rusher. He also dominant in the run game. Um, he's one of the best defensive ends I've ever seen in my life. So I'm not surprised by this, but I'm happy he got the record. I have no doubt that he's going to win defensive player of the year tomorrow at the awards, honors awards. So yeah, man, hats off to Miles Garrett, dog. Um, maybe somebody can get him out of Cleveland. Call Howie up.
I don't think there's got to be much to be said. I don't think it's much of a surprise to anybody that he won um Edge Defender of the Year. I mean, he broke the sack record. I think it's just self-explanatory. Um, I actually differ on with Certified's opinion. He chose to be in Cleveland. He wanted to get paid. He took the money, so that's just where you're gonna have to be, brother. Like he chose that, so it's whatever. But I mean, he's getting up in age. Like I think he's about to be 30 soon. So I mean, hopefully he can keep up the pace. And if he keep doing what he's doing, I mean, he might be able to get to the record of, most sacks by a player of, like all time in the NFL. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree. You ain't really gotta say much. Like for him to break the record, I think speaks for itself. I think he's a player that people have been looking at having the potential. He's kind of flirted with it, but for him to finally get it done this year, I think speaks to the caliber of player that he is. And yeah, man, he decided to stay with Cleveland. That's gonna be where he ends his career. I think he's created a Hall of Fame resume for himself. So, you know, we'll see if he's able to ever be on a contender. If Cleveland ever becomes a contender, we'll see if that happens. But to me, I think he's just solidified all the talk that's been spoken about him since he's entered the league.
Obviously, we on the defensive side, so when you have edge, you always want to pair him with a good D tackle. I mean, man, it was a slew of those guys that had great seasons too, man. Obviously, JMIK, you got one. Uh, obviously, I wanted to throw my guy hat in there, but when it all in all boils down, we all agree, man, that Jeffrey Simmons, man, standout guy, standout D tackle. 11 sacks, 60 pressure, 17 tackles for loss, 21 quarterback hits, three forced fumble. Jeffrey Simmons, Tennessee Titans, is our first annual interior defensive lineman, man. Uh, listen, I've been clamoring for the Eagles to before we got Jalen Carter to try to go grab him. He getting a little expensive now. I know I don't got no room for him because I'm finna pay some guys, but listen, with the Titans bringing in Robert Saleh with some retread and some retooling of that team, maybe these statistics is on a team that is competing, is making some strides right now. Uh, like a couple of other guys, is is null and void because you're on a team that's not winning. But Jeffrey Simmons is one of the standout players for that team, man. Shout out to him. Congratulations, man. Check down interior defensive lineman.
So I mean, Smitty not only want to take their wide receiver, AJ Brown, but he want to take their best D tackle too. That's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah. They do good business, man. They do good business, man.
no. They don't do good business, and then you do be robbing them. That's what you do. But I mean, Jeffrey Simmons. I mean, like if you watch the game, man, like if he's not the best D tackle in the league, he's definitely one. He's top two. Like, and I mean, like what he has to do on that defense. I mean, there's not a whole bunch of talent on that defense, but year after year, he still performs. He still plays well, and I mean, the dude is a problem when you got to play him. I mean, like you have to game plan for him. I mean, when you play the Titans, and I mean, he's done a damn good job. I mean, like, you see the stats on, I mean, for a D tackle, for interior D lineman to get 11 sacks, that's not really what they're supposed to do. In case y'all don't know, that's just not. They're not supposed to be getting that many sacks, but he has. So I mean, like, praise up to him. I mean, like, hopefully, Salah and Dayball can change that around for him because he's stuck with the organization. He hasn't asked to be traded. So I mean, hopefully they can turn that thing around for him.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. To be able to produce, considering how putrid that Tennessee Titans defense is, I think that's outstanding work. And even still, he continued to play with effort, play with heart. and play with tenacity. So yeah, I like what Tennessee is trying to build, especially with the coaches that they brought in. So we'll see what they're able to put around him because that defense has.
On you, sir.
My bad. I was reading something. Which one we on?
Jeffrey Simmons, interior defensive lineman of the year.
um, I'm actually. I mean, he had a good year. I feel like he kind of got lost in the shuffle over the last like 2, 3 years a little bit. People wasn't really talking about him that much, especially with the surgeons of Dexter Lawrence and then Leonard Williams up in Seattle. Um, it's a few other guys that have kind of showed out. Your guy Carter as well, Buddy in Washington, but Jeffrey had a good year, man. I think he gonna build on that. I don't. I've saw a few people talk about he could be moved in the all season. I don't think so. I don't see Salah getting rid of his best player on the team, especially a defensive tackle. So, hey, man, congratulations to him, and I hope they win 6 games next year.
Well, Jesus. Um, 6 games is crazy.
I know, right?
But when you talk about D line and D tackle, man, you always include the front seven. So, with that being said, man, we had to pick, you know, the check downs linebacker of the year. We had a few guys we put in. I think it was a guy that, if he wasn't injured, would have definitely been in this argument at the top. Um, I tried to throw Mick guy in here. Didn't realize he was a role player, so obviously my vote didn't really sit well. But we did come on to a conclusion that our defensive linebacker of the year is Jack Campbell, 176 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, 5 sacks, 5 quarterback hits, 3 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, and 4 pass deflections. Uh, I mean, obviously Detroit missed the playoffs, but Jack Campbell with damn 200 tackles. My God, that boy was hitting everything moving, wasn't he? Some of these had to be on his own players or something, man. Jesus Christ.
I mean, he the definition of filling up the stat sheet. That's a definition of that. Like,
I mean, that
I
boy
mean,
was
like
all
boy,
over it.
I mean, if you watch the Lions games, like he was everywhere, man. Like, and I mean, honestly, come on the draft, like I thought he would be good, but I mean, he's definitely had a jump, especially this year. And I mean, they're going to need him in Detroit, man, because like that defense, I'm not gonna say they underperformed, but like they've gotten a lot of injuries. I mean, over the last couple of years when they've been trying to make these runs into the playoffs. So I mean, it's good to see him perform at a very high level, and I mean, hopefully he can continue it.
Certified pop.
Um, I mean, you know, the real one is
What's going on with your mic, sir?
my bad. Yeah, my bad. Um, the real clear cut best linebacker in the league got injured this year. All ball and on ball linebacker. Fred Warner is the best. Shout out to Jack Campbell. Um, I just he had a really good year, and I just hope that he continues to waste his career in shitty ass Detroit. All right, back to you, Pop.
That's a fucking crazy transition. But yeah, nah. He had a great season with Detroit, but I mean, for a team that was a contender for the playoffs to kind of have the fall off that they did this year, um, it's a little concerning. But for him to still kind of show out throughout the year and produce the way he did. Props to him.
Yeah, man, Jack Campbell, Jesus Christ, that boy was mine. Jesus. I didn't know he had that many tackles. God. All right. let's keep moving. Did we forget a position group? I think we did, didn't we? Or did I forget? Oh, never mind. Don't worry about it. All right. Okay. So next on the list, cornerbacks. Obviously, you know, there's a few cornerbacks out there, man. We could have picked from PS2, Stingley, um, Christian Gonzalez. Uh, but I know one guy that never mind. I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna even take those shots at people while they down. But they said Marshawn Lattimore, when he left the Saints, was gonna be, one of the top cornerbacks in the NFC. Man, them hamstrings ain't held up yet. But we looked at all the cornerbacks and how they performed this season, man. And we came upon Quinyon Mitchell, Philadelphia on 16 PBUs, 42.4 completion percentage when targeted, 58.4 rating allowed, and during the regular season, 0 touchdowns allowed. I obviously put the vote in to try to get my guy up there, man. I think Quinyon Mitchell played a great difference from year one to year two. Being able to travel, being able to play all over the field this season, play against some great talented receivers. He had a great season for his sophomore season, man. First annual defensive back of the year. JMIK.
I mean, Quinyon been he been legit, man. Like his first 2 years playing in the league. Came coming to the league with the Eagles. He was at CB1 to begin with, I believe, for the most part when he started his rookie year. I mean he's had a good year. Like judging best cornerback is hard, man, because like normally when you talk about the CB1s on these teams, teams don't test them, so it's hard to really like you really got to dig into the film and really look to see who the best cornerback for that particular year is. And I mean, like Quinyon for the most part, he did a great job all year long. Like I can't when I think back on, I can't really point to a game where he really played bad in. And so I mean, he's gonna be in those discussions when we talk about best corners in the league. And like Smitty said, like you got guys like PS2, you got guys like Stingley, Quinyon, Gonzo. Like that's just to name a few. Like there's more guys that go in that conversation. So I mean, like it's a tough thing. It's a tough thing to judge, like I said, because they don't teams will shy away from throwing at those guys. So I mean, like props to Quinyon and the season that he had.
Oh, JMIK,
Yeah.
quick stat, JMIK. For the snaps played around the league, Quinyon was the most targeted cornerback with over 400 snaps played.
Okay. I mean, I'm surprised though, because like obviously like, I got Gonzalez on my team. I mean, during the regular season, Gonzalez he wasn't getting thrown at a lot. In the playoffs, it's changed, but I mean that like I said, when you got a CB1 like that, like a lot of teams don't even want to try that guy. So
And I just want to explain for the casual fan. I know there's somebody out there saying, "Oh, he didn't even lead the league in interceptions." See, interceptions doesn't clearly tell you who the best defensive back is. Okay, the consensus greatest cornerback of all times is not even top five in interceptions. Um, but what we do know is there's video footage of him playing entire games. I'm not saying it's a whole lot of games, but it happened. There are games where Deion Sanders didn't get thrown at all, ever. And I feel like that type of impact is way greater than a guy being at the right place at the right time or catching a tip ball or catching a errant pass from a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not telling me It is. I mean, it's not saying that he's not the best, but you can't sit here and just go off of interceptions and say somebody's the best. I believe Quinion was top three in pass breakups. Um, to me, that says more to me. Somebody that was in the right position, that played that route perfectly and broke up something that could potentially be anything from a first down to a touchdown. Because I know Carlos Rogers. Um, he was on my team. He led the league in interceptions one year, but he wasn't even a starter. So interceptions don't tell the whole story.
Pop.
I think having a DB on a roster that can literally take away a whole side of the field is valuable. Like that takes the pressure off the rest of the guys that's playing on defense, and you can have guys be, um, flying into other places on the field in other gaps because guess what? You got your guy on the island who's going to completely take this player out the game. And that is very valuable to me. Like to the point Sir said about interceptions, interceptions are cool, but did he break up the pass? Can he shut down the one on that team? Can he shut down the two on that team? Like, are you doing things where now the other team guys on defense, I can count on them to make this stop or get this hit? Yeah, so I think Quinon's ability to have that type of skill set is phenomenal.
So he was tied with third in pass breakups. So
Man, what the other two niggas said. All right, so the next one on the list, man, we had our special teams award to the special teamer of the year. Man, it's a lot of people that were. I ain't gonna say a lot. There's a few guys you could have picked from that had explosion on that side. When we looked at it, uh, impact on a team, man. I think Rashid Shaheed, the 2025 return stats: 447 kick return yards, 154 punt return yards, one return for touchdown, and he averaged about 29.8 per return. Um, I mean, Rashid Shaheed kind of sparked the offense a little bit, but his biggest spark was on special teams. He was able to come in and sometimes flip the field with great returns. He was traded mid-season, but he made a great impact for them on special teams. Rashid Shaheed is, to me, going into the Super Bowl, one of the guys that could flip the tide again. Him having a good day in the return game, getting some of those big shots and getting open could be the reason the Seahawks pulled this one out. I think he is the X factor, but he's also our special team of the year. Pop.
I love that you have him in the Saints uni. Shout out because we the ones that put him on the map. But nah, I do think having a guy that's able to do more than the bare minimum as a return specialist is very valuable to a team because it could just be that one play where he can take a return 50 yards, which immediately flips the field for the offense. And they can go down and get a quick score or even at times seal the game. So yeah, I think Shaheed, to me, he has that explosiveness that people, special team coordinators love in guys, and he also has pretty sure hands. For 9 times out of 10, he'll hold on to the ball. So yeah, that's a dynamic playmaker right there.
yeah, he basically gave them a lot of short fields when he showed up. I wanted to give it to my guy. Um, damn, I forgot his name that quick. Scott Moore. But you know, they beat us. And he actually got into the end zone. Scott Moore got stopped at the 2 yard line. But yeah, man, hats off to Shaheed. I feel like he showed what he could do on a bigger stage because people weren't really paying attention to the Saints like that. Um, Now that a good thing for me, they're gonna have to pay him wide receiver money, to keep him. So we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm not going to front. Like I wanted to give it to my guy Marcus Jones. I mean, Marcus Jones for me was one of the most electric guys on punt returns. I mean, but I can also agree that Rashid Shaheed had a good impact, well, a great impact, not just with the Saints in like the first half of the season that he had, but then he went to the Seahawks. And I think for returners, it's not all about their return yards. Like sometimes you are going to force punters to make bad kicks because they're worried about punting to you. So I think that's also part of the impact of being, like an elite level returner. And I mean, like sometimes you won't see that in the stats, but like obviously, people do not want to kick to Rashid Shaheed because he's got that explosive nature and the speed that he has. So I mean, he's going to create, scoring opportunities, a better field position for your offense, scoring opportunities on, on special teams. And I mean, also like I said, like I mean, he might force the punter to punt out of bounds, and maybe, I don't say maybe, but like he'll force the punter to make bad punts throughout the duration of the game because they're so worried about punting the ball to him. Salute to him, and I mean, hope he can keep it up next year.
All right. So before we get into the main categories, man, we we wanted to have a little fun for the fans. We wanted to, include something to make you smile a little bit. So first up, we have our bonehead play of the year. It's your favorite. It's your hated. Yeah, however you want to say it. Josh Allen pitching the ball to nobody in a game that counted the most. When everybody said you couldn't turn the ball over on a scramble play where he thought somebody was behind him, he pitched it to absolutely nobody. Yeah, man. Bonehead player of the year goes to Josh Allen, man. Josh Allen, certified.
Originally, we was going to give it to the bonehead that dropped from Indianapolis that dropped the ball before he crossed the goal line. But we were like, you know what? We've seen that before. You want to know what we haven't seen before? A motherfucker pitched the ball to nobody. Huh? You know how bad you gotta panic? You know how bad you gotta piss down your leg? You know how bad you gotta shit your fucking pants to pitch the ball to nobody? Who's he trying to pitch it to? Jesus? Let go and let Jesus? Huh? No, because he's not a Bills fan. You want to know why? Because he's not a loser. All right? All right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That might have been a little too much. I apologize.
JMIK, your favorite quarterback, my boy?
No, my favorite quarterback resides in Foxborough, Massachusetts. Drake May playing in the Super Bowl. That's my favorite quarterback.
Oh, my bad.
But like,
I think Josh Allen is your favorite though, bro, because you love to hate him. You know what I mean? Because he always make you right. You know what I mean?
I don't really gotta hate him. I mean, he ain't really won none, so there's nothing to really hate on. But for me, when you go back to this play, I think for me it's a full circle moment for me. Because like Josh Allen did the same thing in the playoff game as the Texans early in his career. Well, not the same thing, but a similar thing where he was careless with the football. And it's full circle. Like he's still making careless plays with the football, and I mean it's gonna cost you games. I mean, like we piled on to Lamar last season for his 2 turnovers. And you know me, like I like to be the captain of consistency. So if I'm gonna kill Lamar for that, I gotta kill Josh Allen for his game against the Denver Broncos. I mean, you just got to be consistent. And it was definitely a boneheaded play. It's a play that he didn't need to make, and he saw fit to make it, and that essentially helped his team lose the game.
Wah, wah.
Pop.
Hey man, I don't know what else I need to add to it, bro. Like it's a pitch play. Usually you're pitching it to someone, but you threw it to nobody. like, like, bro,
Nobody knows.
The
bro.
trouble I go.
I'm just saying, this is the guy I was told was Superman. He can do it all. He doesn't need this. He doesn't need that. He can get it done. I trust him in the playoffs and all this other stuff. But like,
He didn't show up when you needed him. All right, so the next one we have for y'all, man, is we don't know the rules. Obviously, I think everybody kind of knows what this is. 2 games happened this season. Same play, different outcome. Bills versus Broncos. Obviously, we know the Bills threw a ball that obviously contested with the cornerback, pull away, ends up being an interception. Uh, the following game, Rams playing the Bears. Uh, Same situation, but Rams get a completed catch down by contact. So, hey man, NFL officiating, we don't know the rules anymore, man. We just don't know the rules anymore. Um, as you can see, they are dressed as clowns because that's how they act every week.
Yeah, and I just even it was another one in the that Broncos Patriots game, and they said it was a backward pass. I'm like, I just didn't. I don't know, dog. At this point, I'm not even going to complain about the shit no more. I'm gonna just go into every season like I'm learning the rules all over again because I don't know the rules. I don't know the rules anymore. I don't understand how we have video assistants. They got a whole fucking department in New York with cameras and HD TVs and shit, and they still fuck it up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we're never gonna beat the rigged allegations because of this shit.
yeah, and I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't even the playoffs I was seeing this. This was throughout the season. I was seeing inconsistent play calling. One game I'm watching something be considered an incomplete catch. The next game is called a completed catch. It's like there's no consistency in how these refs are calling games week to week. And it was blatantly obvious in the playoffs that the problem I saw was an issue during the regular season. It's still an issue in the postseason. Um, like I think they've done things as an effort to make calls as correct as possible, but clearly whatever they're trying to do is not working if we're still having these issues.
Yeah, man, the shit happened to my team against the Seahawks. You know what I'm saying? Week 18. Ricky Parasol catches the ball, maintains control, turns around to run. He gets tackled. Um, the defender doesn't knock the ball out. The ball bounces out of his control when his body hits the ground, and they say incomplete pass. But as long as I've known in my entire life, I've been told that the ground cannot cause a fumble or incomplete pass. So it's like I don't know the rules. Somebody lied to me. I don't know the rules anymore. The ground can, in fact, cause fumbles and incomplete passes, according to the officials, Week 18 in Seattle.
All right, so here we go with these major awards. These were voted on by the fans. If you didn't get a chance to vote, I apologize. We had them on the page.
That's why you got to subscribe to the Checkdown page on Twitter/X. We don't call it X around here, but yeah, man. Go to the page and follow so that you can be a part of the decision making.
Yeah. So the first award up is Comeback Player of the Year. Our finalists for the award: Stephon Diggs, Christian McCaffrey, Dak Prescott, Aiden Hutchinson. Dak Prescott had 0 votes. Aiden Hutchinson comes in next with 15% of the votes. Stephon Diggs came in second with 21%. But first on the list was Christian McCaffrey with Comeback Player of the Year. 1,202 rushing yards, 10 rushing touchdowns, 924 receiving yards, 7 touchdowns. Christian McCaffrey is the CheckDown's first annual Comeback Player of the Year.
Uh, on behalf of the good McCaffrey family and the San Francisco 49ers, I wanted to accept this award for my guy. We had a really long season, really tough battle, but we did it. Okay, and we'll be back next year to actually get the Offensive Player of the Year award, as we should have won. But that's a different story for a different day.
JMIK,
I mean, he had quite a year, man. Because like the year before, man, dude, burned me on my fantasy team 2 years ago, man. So this year I decided not to draft him, and of course he has a great year. I mean, came back strong. I mean, he was the engine of that offense because I mean, without him, I don't know where our offense would have been. So and a salute to CMC.
Yeah, for him to have a bounce back season after missing pretty much the entire season last year, um, this is great. This is great production. Kind of back to the old CMC. Um, so yeah, well deserved.
Alrighty. So next up, we have Offensive Rookie of the Year. Our Offensive Rookie of the Year came down to the 3 finalists: Cam Ward, Jackson Dart, Tedero McMillan. In third place was Cam Ward with 14% of the votes. In second place was Tedero McMillan uh, with 34% of the votes. And with 52% of the votes, Jackson Dart has been voted the CheckDown Offensive Rookie of the Year. 2,272 passing yards, 15 passing touchdowns, 5 interceptions, to add on 487 yards and 9 touchdowns. Jackson Dart is officially the CheckDown's first Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, man, I think the people got this right. My vote was Cam Ward initially, but them touchdowns speak for themselves, man. They happen. So you know, there it is.
Pop, J-Man.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
personally feel like there was German collusion at play, but hey, shout out to Jackson Dart. He a part of that excited white coalition that the Giants are kind of running with right now. Him and Scatterbo. So shout out to him.
for some reason, I feel like there was some foul play. Like he, like Dre sent to some of his Giants people when they filled up the ballot box. Because I personally thought it should have been Ted. Personally, I think Ted was consistent the whole year. I mean, like the quarterback, Bryce wasn't the best all season. He had his times throughout the season where he played well. I mean, but I think for a rookie wide receiver going into that situation, I think Ted did pretty well, and that's what I thought should have won.
All right. So next on the list, man, we got our Defensive Rookie of the Year. We have 4 finalists: Carson Swessinger, James Pierce Jr., Xavier Watts, Nick Emenwari. In fourth place was Xavier Watts with 10% of the votes. In third place, James Pierce Jr. with 15% of the votes. Second place was Carson Swessinger with 25% of the votes. And with 50% of the votes, our first annual Defensive Rookie of the Year is Nick Even Warrior of the Seattle Seahawks with 81 combined tackles, 56 solo, 9 tackles for loss, 2.5 sacks, and 1 interception. Our official first annual Defensive Rookie of the Year, Nick Even Warrior.
See, Seahawk fans finally created Twitter accounts because this is crazy. But congratulations to this box safety, man. He's going to be a really good linebacker going forward.
I'm crying.
That's nasty work, certified. Nasty work.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this: when he was drafted, it was speak of him being the new Bam Bam Cam for Seattle. I don't necessarily think he's as dynamic as Bam Bam Cam was, or as physical at the point of contact when it comes to tackling as Bam Bam Kim was. But I do see certain things that they liked, specifically being able to play in the box, being able to hit run schemes at times, being able to cover tight ends pretty well and stuff like that. So um, I personally thought it should have been James Pierce for a rookie age to come out and have 10.5 sacks. I thought that was pretty impressive. But shout out to Nick. I think he also had a pretty solid year up there with Seattle, and he, being able to go to the Super Bowl your rookie season, I think that's something special. So shout out to him.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of Super Bowl bias. I mean, personally, I thought Carson Swetzer should have been Defensive Rookie of the Year. I mean, like, yeah, like he's playing with Myles Garrett, but outside of that, I mean, at the linebacking core, I mean, he showed himself to be the best linebacker on that team. So that's what I would have voted for. I mean, like Nick E was good. I mean, he, I mean, for a rookie, I mean, he had a really good season. So I'm not gonna take anything away from him. So I mean, and congrats to Nick E.
All right, next on the list, we have the Offensive Player of the Year. Came down to 4 finalists. Bijan Robinson, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Christian McCaffrey, Puka Nakua. Puka came in last place with 5%. It was a tie for third place between CMC and Bijan with 12%. But with a landslide of the votes, Jackson Smith and Jigba is our first annual Offensive Player of the Year with 71% of the votes. Uh, we've already talked about his yardage for this year, but with 1,793 yards, 10 touchdowns on 119 receptions, Jackson Smith and Jigba is officially the CheckDown's first annual Offensive Player of the Year.
Mhm. First off, I want to thank all the fanboys um, across the internet, especially all of these new Seahawk fans, because how the fuck does the least productive one out of the four win an award strictly on production? How? He had less yards from scrimmage than Bijan by a crazy margin. Less yards per scrimmage than CMC. He has the least amount of touchdowns out of all four. Puka has one more than him. He has like 80 more yards than Puka, but Puka missed the whole game. So I just don't understand how the least productive one out of the group can win an award solely on production. But shout out to the fanboys for being true fanboys. I hope you die in piss.
Back to you, Pop.
I'll say for me, Puka coming dead last is kind of crazy to me because I thought he had a pretty good year too. But I mean, shout out to JSN. I mean, outside of the production he had in the regular season, fantasy wise, he was very dominant as well. He won people some fantasy championships. So shout out to him. And I hope he continues this trajectory in his career.
And live from Santa Clara, JMIK.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really have any issues. I mean, he led the league in receiving yards. Um, I mean, he had a good season. I mean, I mean, like we were talking about earlier in our awards. He plays in he plays in a heavy run scheme. And he still was able to put the numbers he put up. And I mean, even though he's pretty much their only wide receiver, like I said, Cooper Kupp is washed up. I mean, Rashid he got there when half the season was over. So I mean, I don't have an issue with it. I mean, he put up good numbers, had a great season. And he's in the Super Bowl. I mean, it's too bad he's going to lose the Super Bowl, but I mean, that's another topic for another day.
Hey, Smitty,
right,
can you
next
look up real quick how often they ran play action in Seattle this year?
All right, I do it. Yeah, let me see. Let's see.
I mean, you could bring up the next topic.
I mean, I want to say they was top 10 in play action. I want to say.
Let's see real quick. We can take a little moment. Play action. They are. Boom, 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 boom. That can't be right.
What did it say?
It said they ran it at 15%.
And where's that?
Top three.
Oh God. See that's what. Listen, I'm gonna preface my comment with it. It happened. He did it. But I hear what people say the same thing that JMIK said. You know, oh, he was in the run for his offense. I'm like, but do y'all understand what play action does for a wide receiver? You know, like it's better than having Devontae Adams on the other side.
It's like what's the caller for running quarterbacks? RPO.
That's a great analogy. Yes, it's like RPO for quarterbacks.
It makes everybody have to play their position, run first instead of pass first. It's give you an opportunity to get up on DBs, and you know what I mean.
Also gives you a good opportunity to catch safeties flat-footed.
Yep. So next on the list, we have our defensive player of the year. Came down to 3 finalists. We also gave y'all the opportunity to add a finalist, which no one did, which we didn't think anybody would. But we got Myles Garrett, Will Anderson, Brian Barnes. There was a tie for second place with 15% with Will Anderson and Brian Burns. But by another 70% landslide, Myles Garrett is our official defensive player of the year. 23 sacks, 84 pressures, 33 tackles for loss, 3 forced fumbles, 60 total tackles. Myles Garrett is our official CheckDown defensive player of the year.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I don't have nothing else to say. I think he's already said enough. Like,
Yeah,
fantastic year, fantastic player.
I agree.
Well, we did kind of cover him pretty extensively. All right, so coach of the year for the 2025 NFL season, we had Ben Johnson, Kyle Shanahan, Mike Vrabel, Liam Cohen. Liam Cohen came in last place with no votes.
That's crazy.
Ben Johnson, third place with 22% of the votes.
That's not bad.
Kyle Shanahan, second with 28% of the votes. And Mike Vrabel is our official coach of the year with 50% of the votes. He came into this season and went 14-3 after previously going 4-13. And he has a Super Bowl appearance under his belt in his first year as their head coach.
Shout out to my guy Mike, man. I mean, like this is his second coach of the year.
Hey, Jamie, I know you like that trophy, bro. I know you like that trophy.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah, and we hope to be getting another trophy on Sunday too. But yeah, so I mean like Vrabes deserved it, man. Like nobody had these expectations for our team. I mean, not even Patriot fans had the expectation of going 14-3. And if they tell you they did, then they lying to you. So I mean, like, shout out to him for I mean, like, coaching the team right. I'm making the right moves in free agency in the draft, and I mean, doing all that stuff, to get the team. I mean, where they're at now. So I mean, salute to Mike.
Yeah, congratulations to Mike. Um, Me personally, I felt like it should have been my guy and or um Ben Johnson, but the rookie head coach to win his division with teams like Green Bay and Detroit in there. Got a young quarterback learning a new system in his second year. My guy, uh, going from a run first offense to a pass first offense and having your running back be a top wide receiver in the league is I don't know. I don't know if they have a word for that. And those two guys call plays. But I'm not going to take anything away from Rabel. Um, People seem to like him, so congratulations.
Yeah, for the Patriots to have this type of turnaround, like being able to go to worst to first is pretty crazy, especially his first year as the head coach. So shout out to Verbal.
All right, and our last but most important award, MVP 2025 season, came down to three guys: Matthew Stafford, Drake May, Miles Garrett. Miles Garrett came in last place with 7% of the votes. Drake May came in second place with 34% of the votes. And first place was Matthew Stafford with 59% of the votes. Matthew Stafford, 4,707 yards, 46 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 102.9 QBR with a 65% completion percentage. Is the Checkdown's first annual MVP. We already spoke on him, so I mean, I know it ain't gonna be much to be said, but I guess we just can say congratulations because we already spoke on you, Matthew. We already talked about you.
Maddie.
You know,
Yeah, I mean, just let the record show that I voted for my guy, Drake May. That's all.
I mean, it was a close battle. I mean, I think that as far as voting wise, that was like one of the closest ones. Because defensive rookie of the year wasn't close. Offensive rookie of the year was kind of close. So offensive rookie of the year and MVP was the two closest. Yeah, so Drake May put up a good fight.
Yeah, he did. And I mean, one of us is playing the Super Bowl and the other is not. So
yeah. So look, all these awards, man, all these awards were voted. All the last awards: MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Coach of the Year, Offensive Rookie, Defensive Rookie, Comeback Player of the Year, were all voted on by the fans. Certified told you already. I'm gonna reiterate it. Go to the Checkdown NFL 2 N's and follow us, man. I mean, listen, we're gonna try to keep creative things going. Y'all can keep interacting with us during the off season. We want to keep some polls going. Just things for y'all to be a part of the show, even though you're not on the stage. This has been our first annual award show. Shout out to all the winners, all the contestants, runner-ups, all the fan bases that tapped in with us. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button on the YouTube page. If you're on the Twitter page, our ats are in the description. Follow all of us plus the Checkdown page. Pop, if you can, get us up out of here.
remember to follow the YouTube page, follow the Checkdown Twitter page, the Checkdown Twitter community. Always remember to tell a friend and tell a friend what's happening with y'all this weekend.
This is the check down. No fluff. No filters. Just football.